Giving us the Friday vibe. Thank you, Ash Khalid. Nice, nice, nice. It's time for us to have a conversation with our guest. Yeah?
Yeah.
We're going to be having this amazing guest on the couch, and he's also going to join us for our game, by the way. We have Tope Tedela with us, a multi-award-winning Nigerian actor, producer of film, television, and stage.
Yes, now his works has earned him several awards, including the Best Actor Award for the African Magic Viewers' Choice Awards, that's the AMVCAs, and Nigeria Entertainment Awards, NEA, and Best of Nollywood Awards. Yes.
When it comes to Tope, well, not this one, Tope Tedela.
Wow.
This one. Soon. He's screened international film festivals, at the film festivals, including Cannes Festival, BFI, and I know there's more that we've not touched on. Welcome back to our couch.
O'Shea modesty.
Yes, so. Oh, wow. It's been a minute that you've been here with us on Wake Up Nigeria, and we know that loads has happened since then. So talk to us about what you've been up to.
When you say loads have happened, I'm just like...
After the awards, okay, so the award that we mentioned last time you were here was the AMVCA, you know, and the fact that, hey, after that, where do we go from there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I've just been trying to keep my head above the waters. Life is crazy, life is tough. Being an artist, being Nigerian is tough. Being an artist in Nigeria is tough. So it's really just a case of trying to surmount all the odds that Nigeria, that life, that being an artist in this climate would throw in your face, and trying to constantly find that way to be in balance, being zen, regardless of whatever.
I like the fact that as an actor, I've seen you transition through different roles. I mean, you're one actor in Nollywood that we would say you've not been typecast yet. And hopefully they won't do that to you. I mean, I've seen you go from a policeman to an investigator, to quite a number of characters. And there was recently, he did come to meet for Hausa coaching. And I thought it was so impressive, because not many actors would want to go the extra mile. So tell me, what inspires you to want to be different? Because yes, you're an actor, so it almost comes to you naturally to just act. But what inspires you to want to go the extra mile for every character?
To be very honest, I think it's really hard to go the extra mile. Yes. And personally, I think I'm getting fatigued. Just with the sheer craziness of existing in this place. Honestly, it's just because sometimes, even if you're trying to go the extra mile, you start to ask yourself if you're mad, if you're crazy, like, is it worth it? What's the point? You know, if you get a screenplay and you read the screenplay and you know that. So I've taken screenwriting classes. I've read books on screenwriting. So you read the screenplay and you're like, man, this script is not good. This script can be a whole lot better. Yeah, there's a story here, but this thing can really go, you know, can be 10 times better. And you're trying to have that conversation with whoever contacted you to do a film. And sometimes it can seem like you're crazy, but it's not for my own good alone. It's so that we have a film that we're happy about, a film that audiences can really, really love, a film that can travel, a film that can go places. So in certain regards, you start to ask yourself, you know, share, if I'm going to speak it to Yoruba, you get what I mean? Like, if you're all these things you're doing, and you're trying to create a certain kind of body of work. So I know the people who have inspired me to be actors, you know, they're like deep actors who have done phenomenal work, and you're trying to also craft your career in that way, but you're looking at your bank, your account balance, and you're like, bro, man, just do anything. You get what I mean? Do anything. Now you start to ask yourself these sorts of questions, or have these kinds of conversations with yourself, and it can get tiring, you know, trying to quote unquote go the extra mile, trying to be excellent and all. But at the end of the day, you still do what you have to do.
Now, speaking about going your bank account, now, have you gotten to a point where, has it ever happened to you that you see a script, it's really not what you want to do, but your account is saying, guy, you got to take this role because you got to pay bills. Have you gotten to that point?
It depends on what you mean by have you gotten to that point.
Okay, so has it ever happened?
Oh, yeah. It's happened, but, you know, so when I was younger, I mean, not like I'm old.
In the industry.
You get what I mean? Like, I would not take rubbish. Like, I won't take a rubbish script. And I don't care. I don't care if I'm the most popular actor or not. I don't give a damn. Like, you know, people go and get a popular actor if that's what you're looking for certain parts. I'm an artist at the end of the day, and I know that for myself. Like, I'm just an actor, and I want to do good work.
Yeah.
So I've been on that pedestal I was on that pedestal for some minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you start asking yourself, is this thing making sense? And I'm being 100% here. I'm being really honest. You start asking yourself, like, man, dude, because I have conversations with myself. I'm like, dude, man, I'm not sure this thing is working. You get what I mean? But then it's still a case of, like, at the end of the day, at the core of my being, will I be happy just doing anything that comes to my table? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think that, you know, I don't know. I don't think that God, who gave me the gift, would be happy just, you know, just doing anything. But that's just my personal philosophy.
Yeah.
But of course, there are times when I've just sat down and I'm looking at the Gary in this thing, and I'm like, man, we keep on drinking this Gary and all that. I've had to do projects that I don't really want to do. For instance, I was on a project not too long ago.
Yeah.
I read the screenplay and I'm like, man, this thing needs some work. But I need money. You get what I mean? There are bills to be paid.
Yeah.
So I made a decision that I'll take this thing, but like, how can we make it a bit better? And you know, we got on set and had to do some rewrites, had to like, okay, this thing doesn't really make sense. How about we do it this way? And just have that conversation humbly. Because at the end of the day, it's collaborative and it's, you know, you have to know your place and all that stuff. So these are the realities, you know, for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's one thing I can say. We find a lot of joy watching you on screen.
Thank you.
Speaking of watching you on screen, that's a clip coming up for you.
His personal assistant. That was completely out of line. I am truly, truly sorry for the awkward introduction. Been looking forward to meeting you. Those minions told me you won't be back until tomorrow. Well, I saved your life. Get off me. Intriguing here. What the data strongly suggests is that
that expression.
That was what got you your very first AMVCs, and you weren't paid for that film. No, but I want to talk about that. So, you got your AMVCs, you weren't paid for it, but then you got an AMVCs. But how was your career from that point? Because there's usually a lot of expectations when you got an AMVC. You know, like, price is going up. Was that the case for you?
So I started acting when I was in uni, when I was in university, and then after like 2 years, I think my first and second year, like middle of my third year, I took a break because my grades were going to the dogs, and I wanted to like finish decently and all that stuff. So there was some hiatus. So I came back, and I think like in the first day of my return was when we did the Mouth from Home, and so I was quote unquote relatively unknown in some circles. And so when I won the awards, it wasn't like it was just like automatic or immediate.
Oh, I get
so
you.
When I was nominated, I would even go for some auditions, and people were looking at me weird, like.
They know you,
yes, but the calls weren't coming. It's not like the calls were just coming immediately, but I can say through the years, it's been better. I'm fortunate. I'm a very fortunate person, you know, still working in the business and still being able to get some of the kind of work that I do get. So yeah,
there is joy. You know, you have to tell us you found some joy. Think about the movie you've done that gives you the most joy, that you look back and you're like, yeah, I'm proud of this movie.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I've done a couple of films that give me joy. I like character roles. You know, I like character roles. I just don't want to be like the fine boy that will just come and all that. Even though now I want to be the fine boy, and you know,
like the mechanic.
If you get what I mean.
Like the mechanic.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I like roles that demand something of you in any way, shape, or form. Whether it's language, whether it's you know, having to learn something, whether it's the emotional depth that you have to, like, you know, go on to.
Speaking of that, let's talk about Womanizer. That was your one man, not one man, but your stage
one man play.
Man play, yes. So how was that for you?
So of course, I'm always looking for something challenging to do.
Yes.
And I just wanted to do one man play because I thought that, like, man, that would be something to do.
Yes, it was something.
And I think I underestimated the work that goes into pulling off a one man play. I didn't totally love, you know, the work that we put in, because the time was short. I had to travel at some point, came back and, you know, just banged out the performance and all. But it was well received. But I know that if I'm going to do it again, which I'm going to do later in the year, hopefully, God willing, it was an experience. You know, my director was good, Odenike, and co-writer, Abiodun Kasim. It was so good. The material was good. I was passionate about the subject matter that it was largely discussing. But it was a challenge, and I love a challenge, and I'm going to embark upon it again.
Can I challenge you now?
For what?
for a monologue. You did a whole one-man play. You have to have one scene that pops into your head.
Man, that's tough.
Are
That's
you
tough.
sure?
That's
It
tough.
is?
I'm not going to be put on the spot.
Are you sure?
I beg to be let off the hook.
Are you
Before
sure?
we let
Yes.
you go on that, I want to talk about your film that you produced with Paul Tope.
Yeah.
That's Country Hard.
Country Hard, yes.
Yes. Now, I remember Paul sharing just like the first scene. I want to talk about the cinematography and the storyline because we don't really, not like I'm shading Nigerian films, but we don't do so much in that regard. You guys told like 5 stories in one scene. Now, what was the thought process in creating that story, Country Hard?
Okay, so I'd done a film earlier on in 2017 called What Lies Within with
Yes,
Paul
with
and
Paul.
Tommy, Vanessa, and Zediego and all. And, you know, it was well received critically, but, you know, on
Yeah.
the other side, it wasn't like, you know, the best of things. So I'm like, man, I'm not doing, please, let me just stick to my acting.
Yeah.
But then Paul sends me this screenplay, and I read it, and I really, really like it. I'm like, damn. It's the sort of thing where you start reading the script, and you don't put it down until you're done.
You're done,
It
yeah.
was that sort of situation. So I'm done with this, and I'm like, man, I call him, like, man, dude, let's do this thing. I'm on, man. Let's make it happen. And, yeah, the screenplay was good. The script was good, and, yeah.
coming.
And then we just got people.
Quick one.
Yeah.
Does producing pay, yes or no?
That's a hard question.
Yes or no?
No, that's a hard question.
Uncle, yes
No,
or
I'm
no?
of the opinion, and I may be very wrong, that yeses and nos. I mean, this is live, so yeses and nos are not like. I feel like they're luxury. There are a lot of gray areas. There's a yes and there's a no in there. It depends on many factors.
Dilly
All right
dally.
then. Now, what is happening now is we're going to have you join our game, and that spontaneity that you've always shown on screen, you're going to show it with our game. We're going to be having Mike join us on the couch as our games master for the week. Make sure you stay with us.